the latest addition to the squad, Bakayoko. And it's interesting, Julien, you take a look at his resume, and of course, there was so much hype, so much excitement about this player before he made that move to Chelsea, and it just seemed to go completely wrong from the start at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, it was a nightmare season for him. He arrived injured first in the summer where he signed. He then, I think, really struggled with the methods from Antonio Conte. He really struggled with understanding what Conte wanted him to do. I mean, we saw him at times almost play as a second striker last season under Conte. They never really got on, and I think it was always a case of Bakayoko just being in the wrong club at the wrong time. He was always going to leave this summer, and I think maybe moving to Italy is better for him. He seems to struggle a bit with the pace and the rhythm and the intensity of the English game, and maybe the Italian league would be better.
AC Milan have got an excellent player, potentially.
Sure.
If he rediscovers his form that got him the move to Chelsea when he was excellent at Monaco, he's 23, he's got 10 years plus ahead of him, but unfortunately for him, he turned up at Chelsea at a bad time because they came off the Championship and the cracks were appearing that summer between Antonio Conte. Well, they had appeared before that, but they really opened up in that summer over transfer policy between him and all the lieutenants behind the scenes. And he came in, it was very fractured. The continuity wasn't there, and his confidence got absolutely smashed. He didn't play well, and people got on his back. And it affected him.
Sure.
But if he can put that behind him, he's a big, powerful, strong, up and down player that will fit AC Milan well.
It should have worked for him at Chelsea because he's a great athlete. He's a decent passer of ball without picking out passes that are going to create opportunities for others. He's a good defensive player. He's good in the air. But as Craig said, when he went there, he had a couple of bad games. He lost possession in bad areas. He got himself sent off against Watford, and suddenly the crowd turned. I don't know how good a player you are when your home crowd turn on you and start singing "You're a load of rubbish," and you're such a bad player. You know you are. You're going to have problems.
I have experience of that here.
Oh, Maris would know. Anyway, but
so what about this fit for Milan?
I think it'll work well for them. I think he's a good player. I think he'll play in that central midfield area. He's an up and downer. I just think it'll work for him because everyone talks about the Italian league being a slow league. It's now a high-tempo league. There's a lot of attacking football. The defensive side of the game is nowhere near as good as it used to be, but the attacking side is better, and he will fit in perfectly because he can do both sides of the game.
Roman, what about the mental side of this kid? Because when you looked at he came in, everybody thought he was going to absolutely blow the Premier League apart. As you say, all the physical attributes. But when there was nobody around him, he couldn't find a Chelsea player. His passing was atrocious.
But you know what it's like.
Is he mentally, is he very weak on that side? Because that's what it looked like to me. It looked as though he just fell to pieces.
But if the crowd, every time you get the ball, almost knowing you or trying to get you to give the ball away because they've given you so much stick, they don't want you in the side. The Chelsea fans were trying to get him taken off in every game. That cannot help your mentality. So when the ball's coming to you, you're panicking about where your next pass is. You can't see the picture. And that's what happened to him. Every time the ball came to him, you could tell he didn't know where his next pass was.
What does every senior pro, when you came into the Arsenal, what did every senior pro say to you? If it was going bad initially, you'd say, just keep it simple, find a shoot.
Trouble is, Paul, last year at Chelsea, it was every man for himself.
Yeah.
You know, but the year before, it was, that's the 11 on the field, and that's pretty much going to be the 11 on the field at Chelsea. They went on that 13-game winning streak, and the team basically picked itself. All right, it was one or two changes here and there, but not many.